Hey there folks, got a new knife for you. This is the Redencio by Ramon Chavez. If you guys watch Wieners and Steel, we showcased our Redencio knives over there. Well, actually just me and Brian Fast Bandit. Nick had to leave early. We got to check out his knife. You got his video too, actually, so check out Nick's video if you haven't already. But the three of us got our Redencios. We were part of the first 10 prototypes. And Fucci is going to get his too. His is getting made, I believe, as we speak. So the guys from Knife Thursday got the first two. I got the third one. I think Nick got the fourth one, and Brian got the fifth one. Each knife is basically marked off with like hash marks, and mine is number 3, as you can see over there. It looks like that Monster drink logo. Somebody commented on Instagram. But the inspiration for this knife by Ramon Chavez was basically he based this knife on his Redencio knife, which is right here. As you can see, it's very similar blade-wise, basically. Actually, the Redencio, the blade is a little bit wider than the folder. But I'm sure he had to make adjustments because how stout would that handle have been if he made it as big as this. But as you guys saw in my first video, basically the first time I met Ramon was at Blade through Knife Thursday guys. I mean, I heard of Ramon through Knife Thursday. They were giving away one of his knives, and I got to meet him at Blade, and what a gentleman he was. And as soon as I felt his... he had a couple of fixed blades. He had the repercussion and he had the mini Redencio. I was like, man, I got to get one of these guys' knives. One of these knives from Ramon, and I definitely ordered this one right away. And then when I first caught wind that he was thinking about making a folder, I said, dude, put me on that that folder list. I definitely want one. So it was just a twinkle in Ramon's mind, and I said, you know what? I got on the order list, and he said so himself. I said, dude, you asked me for a folder even before I made one, even before I designed one. I was like, yeah, man. And there's a couple of videos on this already. Aaron made one practically every day, and Nick. And so there's good overviews over it already. I'm just basically going to do some close-ups of the knife, some macros of it, so get a look at the blade. I went with the stone wash, acid stone wash, and it's very sharp. I already cut my finger on this knife the other day just testing it out, but it's very sharp. So I went with the acid stone wash, like a dark stone wash, which is his signature. It's very similar to my Redencio. There's his logo. He's got these humongous thumb studs, which I believe are steel. Is it steel? I believe it's steel. Could be titanium. I'll clarify it if I'll add a note on it if it's but I believe it's steel. Titanium handles, huge titanium slabs. Look at the fit and finish. I mean, look how close that is. I mean, that's like near perfection, and there's no gaps at all. Oh man, that's just super tight. I went with the sandblast handles. So Ramon offers a couple of options. You can go with the sandblast. You can go with the orange peel. You could probably even go with the. He could smooth it out and really make it shiny, like my pocket clip, like my my backspacer there. And when it's time for you for him to make your knife, he will call you and he'll ask for your specs. So it's good that some of you guys can see some of the different options already available by looking at mine, Fast Bandits, Aaron's, Fucci when he gets his, and Nick's. So yeah, so I went with the sandblast, right? And I went with the anode gold. You can anode any color, any color. He does the electro anode, so you can get any color you want. I went with a gold bronze type. Hopefully this translates well on the video. My backspacer protrudes a little bit, and that is an option that he asked me. If you look at Chris's knife, Knife Thursday, his is flushed. I believe JR got the rock pattern too, but Chris went, I mean, his is flush and anode blue, I believe. Brian's is Fast Bandit, has a gear pattern, and if you want to get a look at it, watch Wieners and Steel. It's actually pretty cool. He's got the gear pattern that protrudes a little bit. So you can have it protruding or not protruding. I went with a little bit of it protruding and it looks badass. And I went with the gold anode clip. So some of the guys went with the sandblast. I'm sure there's a couple of options. So I think Nick and Fast Bandit, I think everyone else didn't go with the shiny one. I went with the shiny one. Everyone else basically went with the sandblast, B-blast type finish. But just look at the pivot. And look how close that is, like perfection. The fit and finish is like, there is pretty much no gap. And I'm shoving this right up in the camera and you guys can see that it's very tight tolerances. Here's the lockup. It's very early. And it's solid. I mean, there is no play at all. No play. I mean, look how tight the tolerances are. I hate to keep repeating myself, but so impressed on the work. Here's the jimping that he added. He's got jimping on the blade. The blade is 3V. I believe my Redemption is D2. He went with the 3V steel on the folder, on the Redention. Nice pocket. I mean, this is the star of his knives right here, this pocket. I already got some scratch marks on it. So maybe if I had to rethink it, probably would have gone with like either like a bead blast or an orange peel. But I kind of dig the shiny. As you can see, it looks kind of cool. It definitely contrasts the sandblast. So it kind of like makes it stand out. I was in collector mode when I ordered my knife. But I mean, it's thick pieces of titanium. Oh man, it's just, and it's made with bronze washers inside, and you can't even see it because it's so tight. It's got a ceramic ball detent. If you guys can see that right there. Pretty cool. And I don't know if you guys can see that size of that pivot. That is a thick pivot. Let me see if I can get it closer. Yeah. Look at that size of that pivot. Alright? This folder is made to be a tank. As you can see, that the thumb studs do not hit the titanium when it in the open position, but when it closes, let me show you the detent. Just watch this detent, how it sucks it up. The detent, he got perfection. Perfected. I mean, it just sucks it in there. Very strong detent. Ridiculous. What I was about to say was the thumb studs, actually, when it's closed, the blade stops and it strikes the titanium. I'm not sure if it also, we were debating this in Wieners and Steel. I don't know if there's a blade stop in the closed position. If I recall right, when I spoke to Ramon, this is basically the blade stop in the closed position. Lee disagrees, but I could be wrong. I could all verify that with Ramon. But I'm planning to call Ramon, actually try to get him on video. Of course, not video, he'll phone in and I'll try to record him, explain the details of the knife. This thing, I want to flip it out, but it's I gotta go widescreen, but I'll open up off screen. A very smooth opening. Smooth. Even with the acid stonewash, I can tell. Like in the beginning, it was a little bit tight to open. Not tight to open, but it wasn't. It just I don't want to say it broke in nicely. I haven't adjusted this, so I think Nick played with his knife a little bit, so it opens a little smoother. He might have loosened the pivot. I haven't. Ramon told me that basically that the ceramic detent ball will wear in. Probably a track. And again, I'll verify all this with Ramon on the acid stonewash. So just very, very smooth. Here's the centering. It's perfect. Look at all that blade. He definitely utilizes the size of the handle to match the blade. I mean, that's like as much blade as he can get in there. Look at that, folks. Are you kidding me? There's some people, some knife makers out there make the handles way too big for the blade. But not Ramon. He uses up as much as much of the handle to accommodate that blade. Not sure if the, let's see, you can even see the rock pattern on the inside of the blade. So you can see that, see the titanium, it's actually, it curves in a little bit. That's pretty neat. I mean, right here, over here, it kind of like wraps in. Oh, I guess it wraps in over here, so accommodates the Torx. So the Torx goes into the titanium and onto the other side. So you get a nice chunk of titanium backspacer there. Hopefully this can show on camera. He even put the rock pattern on the inside. What attention to detail that is. But yeah, so he's banging them out the first 10. Lee's next, he's number 6, and then everybody else down the list. There's a few guys: Justin Laffer, Jim Skelton, Donnie Nichols. Forget exactly who else is left, but these are the people getting that are in on the 10 protos. But just an overview for you guys. Hopefully I get Ramon on the phone, and then I'll do a follow-up on this video, or I'll attach to this video. I know I'm a little long-winded, but just some macros on the blade. Look how thick that stock is. Actually, I went with the thick. Ramon gave me the choice. If I could have gone with a thinner blade, but I said no, make it as thick as possible. So, because I want it to be a hard use folder, I want it to be heavy duty. Let's see. I'm gonna do a comparison with my Redemption. Here's the Redention. Actually, I think the folder is a little bit thicker. It's got a nice swedge on it. Beautifully done. But yeah, man, this is. Oh, it feels really good too. When the guys, we all agreed actually, and I'm sure Donnie when he gets his, that you don't even feel that pocket clip. It's just so smooth. I don't know if it's because of the length, but it just feels so good in hand. You know, and the jimping fits good. This is a big folder. If you saw my video on Wieners and Steel, I compared it to a regular Stylibors knife. It is a big knife. It is a big knife, but not too bad. Again, you guys know I got medium-sized hands, and actually fits okay. Okay. But not bad. Not bad at all. It feels really good. What else? What else can we talk about? I mean, just, oh, the cutout. He went a little longer on the cutout of the lock bar. Look at that. And if you look at Nick's video, he actually got some extra special care. What I mean by is that look at my lock bar cutout. Now it's long. Remember I talked about that in my other video, so it's easier to deploy, to unlock. It's very smooth unlocking. Oh, that's another thing. It doesn't have any stick, so I'm sure Ramon carbonized it. I mean, you can hear nothing. Nothing. That is smooth and it's solid. You know, some knives have a little stick in the beginning. This has no stick at all. None. None whatsoever. So back to the lock bar, as you can see, yeah, typical. I like the way he actually rounded it off to with the pivot. That's pretty cool. I've seen some other knife makers do that. But watch Nick's video, Menevade. You'll see that Ramon actually chamfered not only the outside of the lock bar, he chamfered the inside. I don't know if Nick talked about that in his video, but you know, he got some extra treatment there. He got some nice extra treatment there. So it's actually chamfered right here on the inside. So mine's just chamfered here and his is chamfered there. Yeah. Awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear that off screen, but this thing is a beast of a knife. We do some specs on it. Overall length is 8.5 inches. The blade length is 3.6 inches. Again, it's titanium handles, and the steel on the blade is CPM 3V. The clip is titanium, and the backspace is titanium. Alright guys, I'll just end it at that. Hopefully I get to speak to Ramon. Hopefully I get him on the phone, and I'll ask him some more questions that I know a few guys have been asking. So we'll have the answers. Alright guys, peace.